The top news of this week that I could find that was interesting enough to bring up on the podcast. Boeing is building the world's most powerful deep space rocket. NASA is sending astronauts back to the moon on Mars, atop the biggest rocket in history. Boeing reveals why its space launch system, the SLS, will shape our deep space future. When NASA sends the first woman and the next man to the moon, those astronauts won't just be the first humans to land on the lunar surface since the Apollo 17 mission in 1972. They'll also be riding atop the biggest and most powerful rocket in NASA's history, which is built by Boeing. The SLS will stand taller than the Statue of Liberty when it's ready to take off from the launch pad with the crew of NASA's Artemis program, and almost 9 million pounds of thrust. It'll be powerful enough to carry 38 metric ton payload to the moon. So this is a picture of it right here that's being built currently. If I remember correctly here, this is supposed to happen already, what was it, next year?
That's soon anyways.
The SLS will be ready for Artemis 1 in 2021. This will be the first time the SLS will launch complete with the uncrewed Orion space capsule on top, taking off from NASA's Kennedy Space Center in Florida for a 3-week mission around the moon. From there, NASA will prepare the lunar landing with Artemis 2 before taking its first crew to the moon with Artemis 3. Okay, so they're going to start testing this rocket, and then on Artemis 3, they'll actually put some people. But this is some pretty big news. When I was reading this, I was like, okay, they say it's the most powerful rocket, but I always remember this BFR from SpaceX. They're always saying that's because it stands for big freaking rocket.
Really?
Yeah, well, it's supposed to mean big
yeah,
rocket.
Oh, got it, right.
So then I found this graph here, and it looks like the BFR is actually smaller than this SLS on the very right. But then you got SpaceX's ITS, which is the Interplanetary Transport System, I think it was called. That thing looks massive. But that ITS is the one they're actually going to take to Mars with SpaceX. So this SLS is going to go to the moon, but then SpaceX is heading for Mars. And then if you're interested about the ITS, if you're like, what the hell is that? I've never even heard of it. This is how it's actually going to work. They're going to launch the ITS, the booster returns to Earth. It then goes over to Mars with all the people, and then it can return to Earth on that same little spaceship there. Really interesting stuff. I'm really excited to see that we're having a space race again, but this time it's between private companies. And so that means it's going to get done a lot faster than normal. So yeah, we got Boeing, and we got Blue Origin, and we got SpaceX, and I guess NASA is also doing some stuff still. So
and then there's probably like foreign companies, right?
Yeah, and you have Europe,
Russia,
you have China. Yeah, I mean there's
India
some here. Yeah, you got Blue Origin. I don't know if they have the other ones on here. But yeah, there's China, there's India. There's a couple people trying to get into the space. I think it's really good.
Do you see any cons for that?
No.
No, nothing.
Why? What would be the con?
I don't know. I'm just wondering, like, because
Go into
you're
space,
into it,
man.
but do you see anything negative about it?
Flat Earth is gonna get disproved, man.
I meant like the whole space
So
race.
that's a negative thing. It's gonna make a lot of people really sad. That's gonna be
so
unfortunate.
wait, you're telling me it's flat Earth's not a thing?
Well, we'll be able to prove it soon, I hope.
I'm eagerly waiting.